Miss Wyndham, what had you done earlier that day?
I got up, got a latte, went to the
That
gym,
is an Admiralty
got a
jurisdictional
perm, came
flag.
home.
That flag does not represent the Native North American
Well, you got in the
indigenous
shower?
people.
I believe
can
the witness
subscribe
has
to
made
it.
Clear that she was in
But
the
if you
shower.
subscribe to that flag, you're subscribing to European imperialism against your
Your Honor.
own Aboriginal Native
Miss
people.
Wyndham, had you ever gotten a perm before?
Yes,
How many would you say?
2 a year since I was 12.
I have 7 sisters. That's what makes this video so important to me.
You do the math.
You know, a girl in my sorority, Tracy Marcinko, got a perm once. We all tried to talk her out of it. Curls weren't a good look for her. She didn't have good bone structure. But thankfully, that same day, she entered the Beta Delta Pi wet t-shirt contest where she was completely hosed down from head to toe.
Objection. Why is this relevant?
Oh, I have a point, I promise.
Then make it.
Chetney, why is it that Tracy Marcinko's curls were ruined when she got hosed down?
Me and Court.
Because I got wet.
Exactly. Because isn't it the first cardinal rule of perm maintenance that you're forbidden to wet your hair for at least 24 hours after getting a perm at the risk of deactivating the ammonium thioglycolate?
Yes.
And wouldn't somebody who's had, say, 30 perms before in their life be well aware of this rule? And if in fact you weren't washing your hair, as I suspect you weren't because your curls are still intact, wouldn't you have heard the gunshot? And if in fact you had...
Police cannot sit in that motherfucking witness stand unless they are in their private capacity. To do so would be a dishonorable act of their oaths of office.
the gunshot, Brooke Wyndham wouldn't have had time to hide the gun before you got downstairs, which would mean that you would have had to have found Mrs. Wyndham with a gun in her hand to make your story plausible. Isn't that right?
She's my age. Did she tell you that? How would you feel if your father married someone who was your age?
You, however, had time to hide the gun, didn't you, Chetney? After you shot your father.
I didn't mean to shoot him. I thought it was you walking through the door.
Order, order. Order.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Bailiff, take the witness into custody where she will be charged for the murder of Hayworth Wyndham. In the matter of the state versus Brooke Wyndham, this case is dismissed. Mrs. Wyndham, you're free to go.
So, the state is a corporation. The state can only do business with corporations. So the state decided, or the federal, let me excuse myself, I'm getting ahead of myself. The federal government decided to create an all capital version of you at your birth and administer to you a social security card with an all caps name, which makes you and places you in the jurisdiction of their corporate fraudulent imperialistic acts. The state cannot do business with living men and women. So I love this movie, I love this franchise, and I love you, Reese Witherspoon, and I truly, truly thank you for taking this role. I've been watching this movie since I was a little boy, and it's taught me a lot, and the only advice I have to people is please learn to fucking pay attention. I'm not on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, any of those things. I've taken the time to study, to know what is law and what isn't, to make sure that people are not violating universal and sovereign law.